Hi Sue, this one's for you. This is option number 3 in our kit for Jardin de Poche of blues and greens. Now this one, I've completely gone another way. So this time we've used the natural linen, which has got all the lovely flecks and slubs and things in it. So see how you'll get all those little bits in it. Very nice. I really like the natural linen myself, earthy. And I've put different blues and greens in. So just going down the thing here, so far there's only 2, 3, 4 fabrics that have been in the other kits. These ones are new, so that this is definitely fresher, but they've still got that earthy palette to the background, which is why I've gone and picked them on the natural linen this time for you. So that's row number 1, and you can see it's certainly a lot fresher than what we've had so far at kit number 1 with the dark navies and that palette on the ivory. Kit number 2, the beautiful blues and greens on the navy, adding some more light greens in there, and that was our thread palette there. Beautiful. So kit number 2 on the navy, kit number 1 on the ivory, and kit number 3, that's my first row there. So again, you can see the difference between the ivory and the natural. This is the 3rd in our row. So that's that row. Now I've gone and put some more in here. So there's some more greens in there. That's again our strawberry thread, but this time he's in the green, and it looks really good with the natural background. Here's another floral with blues and greens. So you've got your blues, you've got your greens, and it's still very earthy to go with that natural background. Another fabric that this hasn't been in the other kits so far, so you can definitely see this is a prettier selection of fabrics, if I can use that word, than what the others have. Greens. I'm also throwing in a bit of the pinks this time, so different shades of greens and purples. So there's blue still and the lilac-y purple. And again, this beautiful fabric, which is just like this one, but that's in the teal blue line. This one's in the pinky purpley line, and gorgeous greens still, gorgeous blues still. And again over here, fresh ones that we haven't shown so far in your kit. That one has been in them. Again with that little bit of zing, but lots of blue and lots of green. That one, blues and greens. So all of these are different to that's a mustardy olive green, greens and our pinks. So there's a lot more green in this kit. Green and teals. That's a beautiful fabric. Same colours, but in tiny little ditzy prints. And that one that's been in the others. So you can see this kit is definitely different from number 1 and 2. Still blues and greens. Okay, a lot more green. A lot more shades of greens. And then as the colours I'm introducing to embroider with are actually along the lilac-y purples. So they go beautiful in there with your blues. They'll go beautiful over there with your blues. They'll go beautiful up there with the pinks and lilacs and blues. You can see that they just sit nice. And I swing around to that side, and I've got this one in that's just got that little bit more plummier tone, so it goes with those off sort of pinky ones, and it looks very nice in there. Lots of blues still. Okay, So I've gone and put in Pimpernel, which is a very pale blues and lilacs and creams and greens. So that's a great introduction to use before you use those colours. So you can see that you could use that as the starting colour and then lead into those. So that's Pimpernel. And this one's Peacock, which is at the other end of the scale completely. Dark blue, dark. But when I say dark, they're still fresh like these ones. So see the freshness to the blues? See the freshness there? And colours go in well there. So again, if I scan up, you can see that all of those, from going that one to these ones to that one, you'll have a lot of blues and lilacs and greens in that, and still very pretty. If you don't have any greens, again, I can just do those little carded greens, because this one doesn't have lots of colours in the Cottage Garden threads. If I was pulling one across from the other kits, it would be Quinn to go in there with your lovely light blues. So you can see up there how well, whoops, Quinn's going to go in with those ones. Beautiful. I would bring in Heliotrope. So again, look at that. And look at that there. Isn't that divine? Love it. And again, these are all murky ones because of that natural background. And one more that I had was it Indian? Indian lily over there for the blue reds. So that could be your palette. Let's cover up a few under there. There we go. Lots more greens. Greens and blues. Greens and blues. Lots more greens. Greens with pink. Greens. Lavender, blue. So that's completely different from the other ones, and again is just option for you, option number 3 if you're going down that way. And the very last one, which I'm just going to do on the same video, is option number 4, and this time we are on our vintage cream. So again, if I get my piece of linen, vintage cream was the light one back at the first one with all the darks on it. Ivory, sorry. So if I get my ivory, see how vintage cream is the next step up. So it was ivory for number 1, dark navy for number 2, natural, and these completely different palette of fabrics. Still focusing a lot around blues and greens. Okay, and number 4, where ivory was the tone there, we're stepping up one level here, and this one becomes vintage cream. So that's your vintage cream linen, and I've certainly upped the ante. I'll just take those 3 off for the moment. On the fabrics I've put on there. So there's even murkier green ones. There's murkier blue greens across the grid there. Different greens. This front one you've seen before, but those 2 in there you haven't. None of these have been used before. So this time it's the red that I've introduced, and then our beautiful fabrics at the back that you've seen before. So I would be pulling from some of those other ones up there as well to make this one on vintage cream. This has definitely got that bit more zing of red in it to go with our embroideries, and lots more greens and blues with the butterflies, different blues, sort of corals and things like that. deeper greens. And this time the zing is that bit of red on our greens. So there's a little bit of red with the blue and green there. A little bit of orange with the blue and green there. These ones, they're all going to, it doesn't matter what you choose, I have great faith that it's going to look lovely. That little one there. And the palette that I would be introducing there is to add some of these lovely ones to our tone. So you can see that that's going to look gorgeous. You can see that our 3 greens will still look gorgeous with the tones that are there. And the blues would be like what we've used before. You've got the beautiful tones. See those blues with a little bit of red? Or going back to one of my absolute favourites is cranberry. See how it's got that deeper blue tone? So completely up to you. 1 on the ivory, 2 on the navy, 3 on the natural, and these are definitely more typical of our Liberty fabrics. Lots of blues, greens, and then there's more mauves in that one for sure, more colours in that one. And then to our final number 4, which has our vintage cream in the background, and deeper with our greens as well that we're using. And a little bit more red into the palette with our greens. So again, these are your beautiful fabrics that you're dealing with. And remember, you get to divide them up. So you would do a petal that consisted of the blue tones, and then you can do a petal that might say have the yellows or the pinks, whichever you're trying to do the embroidery with. You can use that colour near what you're wanting to embroider with, and it ties it all together really lovely. So there is one big table full of lots of threads. I forgot that I had that middle brown out for that one to be the petal one. That looked superb on that. Lots and lots of fabrics and threads out, all for you to decide what version you would like for your beautiful kit. Big decision time, Sue. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.